Hey friends, we are starting 1-2 flex today. I am so excited. So, just to kind of give you the little overview of 1-2 flex again, we are going to be doing 10 to 15 minutes, ish, of movement twice a day. So, we're starting off today, 9 a.m. We're going to do a little bit of full body stuff. We're going to be a little bit of standing, a little bit on our mats. So just be mindful of that. So remember, you can always, roll up your mat, add pillows, blankets for your knees or wrists at any point. And blocks are completely optional, but I'm going to show you a couple ways we can use them if you want to and if you have them around. So that's what's going to happen for today's class. For every class, I want to make sure you're hydrated. I want to make sure you're listening to your body and you're not pushing into pain ever. Okay. So we want to make sure we're feeling good at the end of these little mini classes. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to do full body today or this morning. We have arm mobility this evening. So, let's get on our mats. We'll get right into it. We're going to start off standing. We're going to do a tiny little warm up and get into our movements. Excuse me. So, of course, we're on YouTube. We got the copyright issues. There's no music. So feel free to put on your own music as we move and groove. Okay, so let's start feet wider than hip width. We're gonna take our arms open wide overhead. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, bring the arms down. And we go again. Inhale, bring the arms up. Feel like your shoulders are reaching up, 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 up. And on the exhale, I want you to think of your shoulders squeezing together and down here. Good. Staying with the shoulders, I want you to roll it up, down, and back for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to switch directions. Forward for 5, 3, 2, 1. Again, keeping with shoulders here. Arms out into our goalpost shape. We're going to do some goalpost openers. So bring the elbows back, let the shoulders squeeze together. Chest is opening, expanding. Take an inhale. Exhale, close it off. Good. And of course, you can let your spine round here. Feels nice, especially in the morning. And we go again, open and close. One more time. Open and close. Interlace your fingers. Push your palms out, 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 out. And bring it up. And we can keep our hands together or drop one hand to your hip. Turn it into a side bend. Make sure your top arm isn't coming forward, but opening up. And bringing it up, switching sides. Good. Bring it back to center. I want you to roll out your wrists. When you reach about halfway, switch directions. Keep bringing it down. Let's look into our hips a bit. We are going to go for some just classic hip circles. So, of course, pushing your hips forward, squeezing your glutes. Release the glutes to push it to the side. Push it back. Other side, smooth it out now. Nice little circle, very around town. Yeah? All right. 2 more in this direction. And when your hips are forward, we switch directions, going the other way. Remember, when it comes to hip circles, you can go nice and big, you can go small, you can go fast, you can go slow, whatever feels good for your hips in the moment. You can have a nice deep bend in your knees. My knees are straight right now. All right, finding center. We're going to look a little bit more into the hips when we get down to the ground. Actually, you know what? I lied. Let's do a forward fold flow. So I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see. I am having my feet a little bit underneath my hips. So I want to say like hip width-ish. So like between shoulder and hip width. I'm going to have a nice soft bend in my knees. I'm going to bring my arms overhead, take a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, I'm going to sit back as if I'm going into a squat. It's just a half squat. We're going to stop here. We're going to hinge at the hip, fold forward, let your spine round. Let your arms just kind of dangle here. Maybe they touch the ground. Maybe they're just kind of hanging out. They're chilling. That's fine. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, I want you to think vertebra by vertebra, rolling back up to center. A little bit of hip movement. It's a nice spine movement. We're going to go again. Inhale up. Exhale down. Fold forward. You don't have to straighten your knees in this forward fold. You can keep them nice and bent. You exhale it up. Good. Let's just do one more time because it feels nice. Inhale up. Exhale down. And fold forward. From here, you have the option of going into a downward facing dog to come down to the ground, or you can roll on up and then make your way down to the ground. I'm going to do that because I need to adjust my camera. But we're going to come into tabletop. So take your time. Coming into tabletop, I want to look at the spine still. Let's do some cat cows. So if you've ever done cat cows with me, I like to do them slow and segmented. So we're going to start with the tailbone, pulling it up to the sky. Nothing else is moving yet. I'm going to slowly let the belly drop down, nice and slow, breathing deeply. The chest slowly follows by pulling forward. The shoulders reach back and down my spine. And finally, my head looks up. Maybe up or just forward, whatever feels good for the neck right now. Take a nice deep breath here. When you're ready, we go into cat. So we start with the tailbone. Don't move the upper part of your spine yet. Just the tailbone, curling it in. Once you can't move it anymore, then you can pull the belly in. And again, we ripple through the spine, rounding through. Shoulder blades pull away. Our hands are nice and firm into the ground, fingers wide. And we drop our chin to our chest. And we'll go back to our cow position. Again, we always start with the tailbone when we're doing these. Nice and slow segmented cat-cows. Take your time with it. Really trying to imagine each vertebra in your spine moving completely separately. And when you're ready, switch to cat. We're just going to do these two because, of course, we're doing them nice and slow. Good. Slowly find a neutral spine. We're going to hang out in this tabletop a little bit longer. So we did kind of do that up and down with the cat-cow. We've kind of done that a couple times now. Let's do a little bit of side to side. So I'm going to bring my right shoulder towards my right hip, and I'm going to look over my shoulder towards my hip. So I can think of almost like a little side crunch. I feel that nice stretch through the side body on the other side. Slowly come through center and switch. And just one more for each time, coming through center. Find that shoulder to hip as if they could squeeze together to touch. Of course, not moving into pain, listening to our body, going only as far as it feels good. Last time around. Good. Come back to center. Let's do a little thoracic rotation. So I'm going to bring one hand behind my head, behind my ear, maybe resting on my neck or ear or head, whatever. Not putting pressure into the head though. I'm going to take a nice deep inhale, open the elbow to the sky. Exhale, see if I can go a little bit further. Ooh, yes. Slowly bring it down. Let your elbow tap the inside of the opposite elbow, closing the chest off here. And we go again. Inhale, open. Exhale, go a little further. And bring it down, tap. One final time. Inhale, open. Exhale a little further. And bring the arm down. We're going to switch sides here. Same thing. Bring your hand behind your head, behind your ear, wherever it feels good. Inhale, open your chest up, elbow to the sky. Exhale a little further. Bring it down, elbow taps inside of the opposite elbow. And again, inhale up. Exhale further. Not by a lot though. And bring it down. Tap. Last time. Inhale, open. Exhale. And bring it down. All right. Big toes together. Knees nice and wide. I want you to sit your bum back however it feels good. So your knees can be wider. You can have your knees together if you really want. Whatever is up to you. Start walking your hands out. I want you to press into the palms of your hands. I don't want you to just come into child's pose here. I want a little activation in the shoulders, kind of to prepare us for this evening's class. And I want you to slowly bring your forehead down. And I don't want you to stop pushing into the ground with your hands. Take your time. You should feel your shoulders waking up if they're not yet. Good. Slowly walk on out of it. Come sit on your bum. Nice wide V, so straddle position. And of course, we didn't look too much into the hips, so don't feel like you have to go really wide with it. You can keep it narrow this morning. We are going to do a nice little lateral flow. But before we do that, let's check in on the hips here. What I'm doing, besides just shimmying my torso side to side, I'm looking at rotating my legs inwards. So when I shift away, bring it in. So I think of my toe pointing down, bring it back up, switch. I'm just doing it a couple times just to kind of see how are the hips feeling. Is there something that I know I want to maybe work on maybe after this 1-2 flex class? Or if they're feeling good and we can get to them another time. So once you kind of feel good, you kind of checked in with your hips and your legs. Bring one hand in front of you. You can have a block here if you would like. You can also have a block beside you. I'm going to bring my one arm up and over. Nice little side bend. I want to think of my bottom elbow reaching towards the ground. Okay, it doesn't have to actually be there though, of course. And rather than reaching over to try and grab my foot, I'm thinking of reaching this wall over here with that bar to really extend my body. Both my hips are grounded. Taking a nice deep breath. I'm going to slowly rotate my torso towards this leg we're facing, and I'm going to slowly bring it down. Heart to knee, not nose to knee. Hands can be on either side. If we have those blocks, we can do that. We can have our hand to our foot if we're flexible. I want you to keep note of this back hip. Mine loves to raise up, so I am very literally going to push it back down, just gently using my hand on my thigh, just to make sure it's grounded, it's not coming up, it's not compensating for anything. Again, we're just thinking heart to knee. So we're not rounding. We're trying to keep nice and long in our spine. And we're going to slowly walk to what is our pancake straddle. Now, not expecting you to go nose to the floor here. What you're going to do is I want you to think of your tailbone reaching behind you. So when we did our cat-cows, think of that cow position where we have that arch in our spine. Think of that for your tailbone. Bring your hands in front of you and think of a hinge at your hips, just like a deadlift, and slowly trying to bring your chest down. Now, your legs may be what stop you. One thing you could do, if you'd like, is thinking of squeezing your glutes to help your legs open up a little bit more. So we can do that, and then our legs can sneak open that little bit more. And again, we can look at folding a little bit deeper. And notice I'm not trying to reach my hands nice and forward here. I'm just looking to see how far I can find that hinge. So breathing nice and deeply, getting that nice deep stretch in the inner thighs, which are muscles we don't often stretch, which get a little bit tight, especially if we're sitting at a desk for a long period of time. Nice deep breaths. And we're going to slowly walk to the other leg. So just slowly turning my torso. We think heart to knee. If you got a belly like me, adjust it so it feels good for you. I'm just kind of moving it to the side. And again, heart to knee. So hands can be on either side, to the leg, to blocks, whatever feels good. Thinking of lengthening the spine and then folding. Check on that back hip. Mine loves to raise up. So I'm just gently kind of guiding it back down. And we take some nice deep breaths here. Finding that stretch in the back of the leg. A little bit maybe into the back, depending how our bodies are feeling. And then we turn it into our last side bend. So we rotate our chest up, bring the arm over, other arm in front of us or to a block. And again, we think of the elbow driving down. Not that it has to be, but that's kind of where we're headed with it. And reaching, thinking of our chest opening here. One more nice deep breath. Exhale, bring it up. I want you to roll your shoulders forward twice. And backwards twice. And slowly shake your legs out. Bring them together. That brings us to the end of our first day of 1-2 flex. So, of course, when it comes to 1-2 flex, we have another class this evening. It is at 7 p.m. Eastern. It is on evening arm mobility. So, what do we need for that class? Let me tell you. It's going to be standing. You're going to want a strap. Now, I have a yoga strap. You do not need one if you don't have one. Scarf, belt, towel, a dog leash. All of those things work in lieu of. So you're going to want this handy this evening. But let me know in the comments how your body is feeling after that short little movement break. And I will see you this evening for day 1.2 of 1-2 flex. All right, until then, bye now.